Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us for this special announcement regarding this year's edition of An American Family Holiday. This year, the concerts will take place on Saturday, December 6th at 2 o'clock and 7:30. It's a big day for the Wyndham Chamber Singers when the guests are announced. This year, we wanted you to share in our excitement. I do need to start by sharing some personal news. I've decided that this will be my final AmFam, as I will be retiring at the end of the upcoming school year in June 2026. This was not an easy decision for me, as being the choral director at Wyndham High School has been, next to my family, one of the greatest joys of my life. The upcoming school year marks my 40th year working in public education. 39 of those have been in Wyndham. I want to be open about my decision and how that will impact my students. I informed them earlier today, so they're not learning this news through this announcement. Right now, they're gathered together in the next room around a television, eagerly awaiting word on who they get to perform with. Regardless of who our guests are, make no mistake, the chamber singers are the stars of the show. I don't know what the future holds for these concerts because that's not my decision. I only know that for me and the team that we've put together, this is it. If you know me, you know that I like to do things big. So if this is my final AmFam, we're planning to make it one to remember. Joining me now is Daniel Strange, a former student of mine currently teaching at the Frost School of Music at the University of Miami. Daniel has been part of our AmFam family since 2004.
I think about 20 years of my life is actually what I think about. I
Yeah.
think about the very first one and not really knowing what it was going to become, but knew the seeds were there.
Yep.
And I think of all the, no pun intended, but I think of all the progression that it's had.
Hmm.
And, you know, particularly in the '09 aspect, when the song came
Hmm.
and it felt like it had its identity and all the things we were just like throwing at it, basically like a sandbox, thinking
Yeah.
what else can we try?
Yeah.
And it works,
It
you know,
does.
it works great. It's
Let's
a it's
bring,
a
we have
it's a
somebody else in the
machine.
waiting room. Let's bring in Kim Block. Kim's a member of the Maine Broadcasting Hall of Fame, former anchor at WGME TV. She's been the voice of AmFam for over 20 years and one of our biggest supporters. Let's bring Kim into the discussion as well.
Looking.
All right. Oh, there you are.
There you are.
There you are, Kim.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello. Hi, friends.
So if we've got one more, I think we should make it the biggest we can.
I am so in for that. And I
Mm.
cannot even begin to imagine what you and Dan have
Yeah.
started cooking up. It's going to be a great, great final show. We're going to go
Yeah,
out
and
with a bang.
with a lot of, we're going to reflect a lot on just all the students that have come through, all the guests who have come through. I was thinking, Dan, that we call it American Family Holiday and just, try to emphasize that family impact. But, our audiences have literally watched your kids grow up before
Mhm.
their very eyes.
For me, the exciting part has always been they think this is normal. They're like, "Oh, you just play a big Christmas show. That's what you do in life." But you know what? I'm really gonna be so thrilled that this memory will be with them,
Yeah.
that they can tell their children. Like, I'm sending us out with one more piece, and I don't want it. I've been thinking about it for the last 2 days. I have some ideas, but I don't want it to be anything that feels uh, down or
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
somber. I want it to
Absolutely.
actually be almost bigger than the theme song.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
want it to be something that people remember and go, "Wow, that really put the button on it."
Right. Yeah.
Something final for you to conduct and for them to sing.
Yeah.
Well, there's so much to celebrate. I
Yeah.
mean, just so many highlights over the years. And when you talk about your kids, even my daughter, Rick, you put her
Yeah.
on stage when she was about
Yeah.
5 years old to to act out the night before Christmas, and she still talks about that. So
Yeah,
those
that
those
used to
are
bring the
special.
house down every year. That we just, oh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
really special family memories, I think, on all of our parts. And then, of course, all the people who've come to see their kids through this
Yeah.
program. And then what I love is even when their kids leave, they're still coming back because
Yeah.
they recognize what a great, special, unique show it is.
Well, there's so many levels to it because my students are actually sitting out there right now waiting. For them, many of my students this year have either older siblings or they have parents who also are a part of this, and they come up for a Holy
Mm.
Night. We're really hoping that this year we're going to have an epic alumni choir for Oh Holy Nights.
It is kind of like the finale to your favorite show or something that
Yeah,
you've enjoyed for years. And so it's going to be, a little
yeah,
bittersweet, but I agree with you, Dan. There's nothing to be sad about in all of
yeah.
this. Only
Yeah,
joy that we've all been part of it. It just is hard to kind of
Yeah.
say goodbye.
This actually was an easy and obvious decision. In 2019, he made his third appearance at AmFam because he'd spent so much time at Wyndham High School that our superintendent, Chris Howell, presented him with an honorary diploma on the condition that he return for a fourth year. He'll honor that commitment on December 6th as we welcome back star of stage and screen and the nicest human being you will ever meet, Norm Lewis.
I wait for Christmas all year long. How I wish that I could only change it. Take the calendar and rearrange it.
So, Dan, what's it mean to you to work with Norm again?
it's funny because Norm was really the first one that just felt like we had been working together for a long time.
Yep.
And in particular, because probably he came back within 2 years.
Mhm.
And then within a couple of years after that, I was flying places around the country to go work for him when his regular music director couldn't. And so, we keep emphasizing the family thing. He brought me into that world. He
Mhm.
brought me into so many contacts and people and performance venues that I never would have been part of.
Yeah.
And we just gelled right away.
Yeah.
We have a great time when we perform together of relationships because it's not just about a performance for him. It's about engaging in a culture that he's grown to. I mean, we were working together this past March and, he always says, he's like, Wyndham is kind of the most amazing and interesting place to perform because it's not like you would think that everybody would be as unbelievably welcoming as they are. And I said, no, you're right on the money because I grew up there and that's the way it was.
Mhm.
And he feels that pull that the community will just, jump at the chance to see him again. So I'm thrilled that he's gonna close this out. It only feels right.
Do you know how hard it is to keep this secret, Rick? So
Yes. Oh,
I'm
I do know
delighted.
how hard it's been to keep this
Yeah.
secret.
I'm just delighted. And like Dan said, he's truly a part of this show. And I just cannot think of a better perfect guest. I can't wait to see him. He just, lights up a stage, he lights up a room. His voice is just unbelievable. I could listen to him, sing anything, and the way he interacts with those kids
Yeah.
and how happy he is to be there
Yeah.
and share anything he can with them. It's the whole package. It really is,
Yeah.
and he really is like that: accessible, kind, warm, and just beyond talented. So we're so lucky. That's, been one of my favorite parts of AmFam is meeting all these incredible people. But, Norm just has a special place in my heart,
Yeah.
as he does in so many people's.
Absolutely. So, as always, we're going to honor many time-held traditions and adding lots of special surprises this year. Dan will be there. Ashley will be there. Summer and Harrison will be there. We have the greatest band north of New York City that'll be there. Kim will be our host. And of course, the Wyndham Chamber Singers. I'm glad you brought that up, Kim, because I always say, the Chamber Singers really are the star of the show, the stars of the show. And it's just this great collaborative effort, which has been such a joy. Tickets go on sale Monday, October 6th, 8 a.m. on our website, wyndhamchambersingers.com. We hope to see you on December 6th. And on a personal note, thank you for allowing me the privilege of working in this incredible community.